Karate means empty hand. Wushu means martial arts. Those are understandable names. The name Wing Chun means beautiful spring. The name bears no relationship to martial arts. So where does the name come from? The story that Wing Chun is based on a fight between a crane and a snake is pure fiction. The Wing Chun system is based on the economy of motion and the structures of human body. The legend of a pretty girl named Ying Wing Chun is unrealistic and outdated. Many Shaolin temples were destroyed by the Manchu around 1768. A few monks could escape with their knowledge of Kung Fu. It was forbidden to practice Kung Fu during that time period. The era of Wong Hua Bo and Leung Yi Tai, somewhere between 1768 and 1850. There was a rebel organization, a Shaolin monk named Shishim. He worked as a cook at the traveling theater opera group. Traveling opera troops on red boats still exist today in China. Yin Wing Chun is not a person but a name of a rebellion group against the Manchu. Others say it's a code name of the rebellions. The use of the term eternity symbolizes Ming Dynasty forever. The term spring symbolizes the rebirth of the Ming Dynasty. Like Yin Wing Chun, there were other rebel organizations such as the White Lotus. The White Lotus Rebellion exists between 1796 and 1804. Also here, the color white symbolizes the purity of the Ming Dynasty. And the lotus flower symbolizes the spring and the rebirth of the Ming Dynasty. Dr. Leon Yang lived from 1826 till 1901. They called him King of Kung Fu. This is the old house of Leon Yang. Shaolin martial art has many weapon techniques and less hand techniques. But all this time, hand techniques getting more important. According to some sources, Leon Yang redesigned the three hand forms as we know today, developed with combat concepts and principles from Shaolin. The character Wing Chun, what means beautiful spring, stands on the grave of Changhua Shun as eternal spring. Ip Man studied in Hong Kong between 1908 and 1917 on the St. Stephen's College. It is quite possible that the young Ip Man is somewhere on one of those pictures. Ip Man meets Leung Bik in Hong Kong in 1908. Leung Bik is the son of Leung Yan. Leung Bik died in 1912. After Ip Man was graduated in 1917, he went back to mainland China. Ip Man's first teacher was Changhua Shun, his second teacher Lung Chun Sao, and his third teacher Leung Bik. In his life he improved the Kung Fu system and tested on the streets. Ip Man was 56 years old when he went back to Hong Kong. Lei Man and Ip Man changed the name of the Eternal Spring to Beautiful Spring in 1950. Ip Man changed the name of Wing Chun to Ving Tsun. The Ving Chun Athletic Association in Hong Kong was established in 1967. Ip Man was regulated in Dai Dak Lan, where he maintained contacts with Chu Shung Man and Tang Yik, who are masters of another style of Wing Chun. One of the best students of Ip Man was Wang Shun Leung. Wang Shun Leung had many organized fights where he tested the system in real. He has put the finishing touches in the Wing Chun system. He was considered by many to be the most famous fighter of the Wing Chun clan in the early 1950s. You can only develop a combat system if you test it in real life. This is what Liu Yan, Zhang Huaxun, Ip Man and Wong Shu Liu have done in their lives. We live in the final phase of the Wing Chun evolution. We see the end product of a complete system. Changes or additions, or not understand it well, may be the end of the system, because we do not test it on the streets anymore. A comprehensive system like Wing Chun is not developed in a single generation. Although initial principles and combat concepts probably come from the Shaolin, the biggest change took place between Liu Yan and Ip Man. Complex systems need development time, therefore you cannot ask the question, who have created Wing Chun? My conclusion is that Wing Chun is much newer than we previously thought. The most important thing is not the history itself or the name. Important is the legacy which we have now, today.